As Sarah made her way into the dimly lit cafe, the streets of the city, which had been sprinkled with rain, shone brightly under the sodium glow of the streetlights. This caused the shadows to be quite long. Her heartbeat throbbed in her ears, and she took each step with a purposeful intention of approaching the confrontation that she had been avoiding for several months. She had seen Xander inside, huddled over a table, nursing a coffee, as if the world had not changed since they had last spoken. His shadow was visible through the fogged-up window. By the time Sarah pulled open the door of the cafe, her hand was shaking, and the bell was ringing as if it were a warning. Within, the atmosphere was dense with the aroma of coffee and wool that had been dampened. He did not look up right once, but when he did, his eyes flared for a fraction of a second before returning to that familiar, guarded coolness. Xander did not look up immediately. "Sarah," he whispered in a quiet voice that was nearly completely overpowered by the buzzing of the cafe. "Not expecting you to show up." She did not take a seat. Not at this time. She had the upper hand, or at least the appearance of having it, because she was standing. "Did you really believe that I wouldn't find out about it?" The words she spoke were incisive, having been sharpened by weeks of pent-up rage. The leather jacket that Xander was wearing creaked as he leaned back. The fact that he appeared to be at ease, with one arm draped over the back of the chair, was astounding. "How can you find out exactly what? I'm going to require you to be more precise." "Don't act like you're not smart." A crack appeared in Sarah's voice, revealing the emotion that she had sworn to keep under control earlier. As she did so, she became aware that the barista was looking in their direction. "The undertaking. This is my project. The one that you stole." His brow furrowed, but there was no sign of astonishment on his face. Rather, there was a glimmer of defiance in his countenance. "Who stole?" "Yes, that is a powerful term. I proposed an idea to you. It appealed to them. In this manner, things are done." Sarah was holding her hands at her sides, clenching them into fists. "What do you think? You, Xander, have taken control of my entire proposal, including my research, my designs, and my vision, and you have presented it as your own. I had faith in you. I presented you with my work because I believed that we were working together." The strength in Xander's jaw increased, and, for a brief while, he diverted his gaze away from the window, where the rain was streaking the glass. "Sarah, we were partners in business. On the other hand, you were stalling. You spent months sitting on the proposition, making countless adjustments to it. Someone was required to make the first move. Should we move it forward?" In an effort to maintain the confidentiality of the chat, she leaned in closer to herself as her voice became louder. "You did not push it forward in any way. You have excluded me. Despite the fact that you went behind my back and presented it to the board, you did not even mention my name." His dark eyes were unwavering as he caught her gaze at this moment. "What, you think I was going to wait for an eternity? In order for you to get everything in order, the world does not come to a halt. I recognized a chance, and I made the most of it." There was a mixture of betrayal and astonishment in Sarah's chest as it clenched. For years, she had known Xander, and over those years, they had participated in late-night brainstorming sessions, shared ambitions of revolutionizing their field, and quiet moments in which she believed she had caught a glimpse of something more profound within him. But what about this? This was a facet of him that she had initially been reluctant to acknowledge existed. The tone of her voice became more gentle, almost imploring, as she stated, "You could have talked to me." The phrase, "Hey Sarah, let's pitch it together," may have been said by you. In its place, you obliterated me. Xander's gaze wavered for a brief instant, and Sarah had the impression that she caught a glimpse of remorse in his eyes. However, he then leaned forward, placing his elbows on the table, and his tone became more adamant. "You are behaving as if this is a personal matter. It is not the case. We are in business. As you are aware, this industry is extremely competitive. If you are not the first, you will be the last." The sound of her laugh was acrid and cut through the atmosphere. "What about business? Is that what you mean when you say you are lying to me? What are you saying? Telling me that you would support me while you were going to stab me in the back?" The tone of his voice was low, but fierce as he yelled out, "I did not lie. I promised you that I would assist in getting the idea off the ground. Yes, I did it. The event is taking place, isn't it? The manufacture of the prototype has begun. Please express your gratitude to me." The moment Sarah took a breath, her rage erupted into a raging blaze. "Thank you so much. You stole my work, don't you? taking credit for something that I have put my whole heart and soul into. You believe that I will care about the prototype if it does not have my name on it. Xander's eyes became more small. Sarah, you are putting too much emphasis on credit. That should be your concern. Do you believe that the entire world is interested in finding out who came up with the idea? The results are important to them. As for me, I'm delivering. She gave a head shake, her expression a mixture of disbelief and tiredness. Do you truly not understand what I'm saying? It's not about gaining fame or glory here. That is the matter of honesty. Specifically, it is about the fact that I put my faith in you, and you have let me down. It was the first time that Xander did not have a speedy return ability. Although the only sounds that could be heard between them were the gentle clinking of coffee cups and the sound of rain falling outside, he sat back and drummed his fingers on the table. Sarah kept her eyes on him, waiting for something to happen, an apology, an explanation, or anything else that might help her make sense of the chasm that had now developed between them. At long last, he spoke, his voice becoming more subdued. It was not my intention for things to turn out in this manner. It occurred to me that, if the project was given the go-ahead, I believed that you would eventually be given the opportunity. Sarah, I was going to bring you in the room. Oh, I swore. When she was torn between wanting to believe him and knowing that she couldn't, her emotions twisted out of control. Then, why did you not do that? I was wondering why you didn't notify me before you made the pitch. I was wondering why you didn't give me a heads up. When Xander was feeling frustrated, he ran his fingers through his hair, and lines began to appear on his face. Because I was aware that you would debate me on it. If you wanted to perfect every aspect, you would want to wait. On top of that, we were exhausted. Because the board was prepared to move, I couldn't afford to miss out on this opportunity. Sarah's throat became more constricted. I take it that you prioritize your own goals over our friendship. When he jerked his head, she had a fleeting moment of doubt that he would deny it. However, he did not. Rather than that, he turned his gaze to her, his visage rough. I'm sorry, is that okay? I didn't think it would hurt you as much as it has. She spoke with a voice that was barely audible above a whisper, saying, sorry does not fix it. Sorry, but you won't be able to return what you stole from me. The atmosphere of the cafe appeared to tighten up around them, and the weight of their words hummed thick in the air before them. The anger that Sarah felt was still present, but it was now entangled with loss. She was grieving for the trust that they had lost and for the relationship that she had believed they had. Screaming, running away, and erasing him from her life were all things that she desired. Not only that, but she was also curious in the reasons behind his actions and the road he had chosen. In spite of the turmoil that was occurring inside of her, she inquired with a calm voice, what now? What is it that you anticipate I will do? Pretend that this did not take place? Help you out like an assistant while you take all the credit for your accomplishments? The attention of Xander gravitated towards the table, and when he spoke, his voice was so soft that it was almost inaudible. I'm not sure, Sarah, I said. I have no idea what transpires after this. She drew in a deep breath and positioned her shoulders in a straight line. And this is what takes place. To protect what is rightfully mine, I will battle. In the meeting that I will be attending, I will be telling the board the truth. I am confident that you will support me if you still possess any semblance of decency. His gaze met hers, and for a brief instant, she was under the impression that she was seeing the old Xander. He was the one who had stayed up with her till dawn, dreaming of making the world a better place together. After that, however, his countenance became more stern, and he gave a single firm nod. Do what you are required to do. With her heart hammering, Sarah turned to leave, but she stopped at the door and glanced back before continuing on her way. You know, I honestly believe that you were capable of doing better than this. His response was not something she waited for. The bell rang as she re-entered the rain, the icy drops mingling with the tears that she hadn't realized she was suppressing until it was too late. However, the conflict had just begun, despite the fact that the confrontation had ended.